What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to my rise to fame. So we've now been at FC Lati for a year. We've completed our first season at the club and we have also signed ourselves a contract extension, which I don't think I had last time I saw you, or I may have. No, I don't think I did, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we signed ourselves another year's deal here and basically where did we finish? You know, last time I saw you we were in the Europa League spots. I said it was possible that we could push for a league title. I said it was unlikely we'd close the gap, but I said we could make a push, you know, see what we could make out of the season, see if we could really push it to its limits, or whether the first third of the season was going to hinder us. And I think, you know, there's no better place to start than in the competition. So in the league, we finished third. We finished third. Where is the Europa League spot? I thought fourth was Europa League earlier on, but it's just the top two is Europa. Actually, no, sorry. Fourth is Europa League, depending on the other cup winners. And I'm not sure if the other cup final has been played yet. We can have a little look at that. Suleiman Cup, it went to Lives, so I believe they will be in Europe this year. Next year, even though they've been relegated, they should be in the Europa League next year with us and NYPA. So HJK did end up going on to win the league title. They had already won the title with a game spare, so NYPA, who drew their last game of the season. Actually, no, sorry, if they both drew their... No, yeah, sorry, they won it on the last day of the season. I completely forgot. But yeah, it was a surprise end to the season because, like, of course, last time I saw you, NYPA were top, and I always thought they were going to win the league, especially for a long period. Anyway, I thought, yeah, they're definitely the big boys of this league, or definitely the team that have performed really well this year and deserved the win. But HJK came along, they never stopped fighting, and in the end they closed the gap and actually beat NYPA, who put in a good performance, but in the end I think they drew too many games to win the league. We finished third, which I think is an incredible achievement, and as you can see, we were only 6 points off the title in the end, 5 points off of second. So we closed the gap a lot, you know, we really did close the gap down, but in the end it was just, I say our first third of the season, it just wasn't good enough. And you know, when I put it like that, 6 points, that's 2 wins. 2 wins. We could, basically, 2 wins and a draw would have been the best we needed to do to win the league. And I could probably point out so many games where we could have got that. But when you compare where we are now to where we were last year, or where this club was last year, bear in mind, you know, this is my first year in charge. And last year, this club finished in 9th, and they were aiming for around 8th and 9th again this year. I've propelled them up into 3rd. And based on my last 2 thirds, so ignoring the first third of the season, based on my on the 22 games, the last 22 games of this season, we've got a very good squad here, and I will be more than capable of pushing for the league title next year. You know, if we can continue the form we've seen in these last 22 games this year, no doubt in my mind, from the get-go, we'll be the team trying to push at the top, or maybe even be at the top. And then if we look at a few of these stats here, you know, we conceded 29 goals throughout the entire league season. That is an incredible record. You know, only the league winners last year were better than us. In fact, since the game has started, we have kept the we've pretty much, apart from the teams who keep on winning the league, you know, we've pretty much had the best defense. So, you know, that shows how good we were. And even goals scored, you know, we were the best. Sorry, that's against again. We were the 3rd best team in the league. So we clearly deserve to be up there. It wasn't like we fluked it. I just think, you know, it was about gelling. This year, it was a transitional period, but our transitional period was only about 11 games or so. Once we got past that initial, and also the cup games at the start of the year, but once we got over that period, we were, or probably, yeah, we were one of the best teams in the league. And in fact, I think the first time I saw you, so 11 games in, I think we'd lost around 6 games. So I think in basically the first third of the season, we'd lost 6 games. In the second third of the season, we only lost 4. It could have something like that. It was just, we were so good. And like I say, I'm very, very optimistic and excited to go into next season, because I feel we really have a good, there's a really good possibility or probability that we'll do really well. You know, we'll win a few trophies. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't say why we'd even limit ourselves to not, you know, to 1. Why can't we win all of them? We look so good. But don't get me wrong, we still also could use some improving. So For some reason, I can't see all the fixtures. I don't know why FM does that sometimes. It's so annoying. But yeah, last time I saw you, we were just before the HJK game. And as you can see, we lost that game 1-0 in a frustrating affair between our closest rivals, where we probably deserved more out of the game. But you can see one guy, or two guys, really let us down throughout the entire performance. And it was Matthias Gallen and Cole Stockton. They were the two guys up front and two players throughout this season we really did rely a lot on. Normally, if Matthias Gallen or Stockton played well, the whole team ended up playing well as well, and you know, we put in a good performance, normally got quite a big margin of victory, but they struggled today against HJK, or in that day against HJK, and as a result we lost it. You know, 1-0, they scored in the 24th minute, and they didn't exactly, well, you could argue they did deserve the win, but in another case you could argue that we just weren't up for it. You know, and I don't know why. Which does mean ending the season, or ending our games against HJK for the season, we, in the league alone, we'd only beat them once in 4 attempts, which really isn't good enough. If we include the cup as well, we only beat them twice out of 6 attempts. So, need to be better against HJK, because it's important to get your wins over your rivals. But following that defeat to HJK, and as you can see, our form was a little bit poor if you compare, you know, continue on from the previous update. So it was important that we got a massive 4-0 win against Jaro. You know, they were the team just below us. They were the champions. They finished 4th in the league. So it was nice to get that 4-0 victory. David Amos, and Cole Stockton got us underway in the first 5 minutes with, you know, by getting us 2 goals very quickly. It then took us a little bit longer, but Tishobola got himself a goal in the 31st minute before David Amo was able to get one more and get a brace for the game in the 85th minute, in a performance that definitely, you know, showed our attacking capability if they're all on top of their game. And most of them were, you know, in fact all of them really were out there. And like I say, it comes down to the strikers and the midfielder, the attacking pair. If one of our wingers has a good game or our striker has a good game, normally the rest of the team reflects from that. And, you know, so in a way, our team works from the front back. If the front isn't playing well, so much pressure is put on the defence, and as a result, you know, sometimes they crumble, which is to be expected. You know, you need everyone to be working together, pulling in equal performances. Next, we played FC Inter. This was a frustrating game. It was just a game where I never felt we were going to really score in. Again, it was just not a great attacking performance. And yeah, it's just one of them games where we dominated, but you know, you sort of get a feeling when you're going to score and when you're not going to score. And like I said, I just had a feeling we weren't going to score and we didn't. After that, FC Hacker in a 3-2 defeat, which was very annoying because we conceded in the 90th minute. But not only that, we threw away a 2-goal advantage. We set ourselves in the first 16 minutes of the match. Really infuriating. Our defensive midfielder, Jordan Lebongain, or whatever, our new defensive midfielder I brought last update. Yeah, he had this was his 4th game at the club, or his 4th start since joining the club, and it was his worst performance so far. Got a 5.7. Did let us down for the first 2 goals, but in the 90th minute to be conceding the goal and to be throwing away a point is just so annoying. And it's not the first time it's happened this season where we've conceded a late goal. So we're going to need to try and change that. Maybe I need to go a bit more defensive and stuff when we have a draw that we can actually just, you know, where I should just accept a draw, or a win that is only a 1-goal margin, and I need to just kill the game off by going defensive. I definitely think I need to change that up, or maybe make some later subs and stuff, because it's getting annoying, late goals. But then we went on an incredible run of form at the end of the season. We knew we had to win pretty much every single one of our games if we wanted to win the league, or give ourselves our best chance of winning the league. We were at this point relying on other teams above us, NYPA and HJK, to drop points because the gap was quite large. They did drop points, but not enough for us to close the gap. But we started off the sort of last leg of the season with a 3-1 win against IFK, who, of course, like I want to point out, they beat us 4-1 earlier on in the season, but then in the league from that point on, 3-1 victory, 5-0 victory, 3-1 victory. Amo, Tishobola and Stockton wrapped the game up in the first half for us. You know, 3-0, it was game over, done and dusted. They got one back, but it, you know, wasn't much for them. You know, there was nothing really for them to fight back. Again, another match where we killed it off before half-time against Honka. We scored 4 goals. They got us underway with an away goal. That's the 3rd time this season, I believe, an away goal helped us commence a goal-scoring fest for us. And this time, Cole Stockton got 2 goals in 2 minutes. Shame we couldn't complete his hat-trick in the match. And Arthur Worry as well got a goal in the 44th minute just before half-time to help to wrap up the victory. Then KUPS, another own goal getting us underway, another early own goal as well in the 5th minute, giving us a 1-0 lead. It then took us to the 65th minute for us to get another goal, and it came in the form of Conor McLaughlin, who I think got his first goal for the club in that game. So good for him. The right back, obviously not expected to score, and then Mattia Gallen got himself a goal in the 91st minute, helping us win 3-0. Then VPS, another very late goal from Mattia Gallen, even later than his one in the previous match, and this one had a lot more importance based on it because, you know, like I said, we were still trying to push for the title at this point. It still was mathematically possible. And so the fact that he got himself that 93rd minute goal helped us get the 2 more points that we wanted and, you know, like I said, kept our hopes alive. We then also beat NYPA, who at the time, you know, obviously looking back now, this result would have cost them so much because a win would meant, you know, a win here or a draw here would have, you know, given them more of a chance going into the last game. But yeah, 2-0, we beat them on the day. Cole Stockton and a late penalty as well, helping us win that match. Then we played lives in our last away game of the season. Jamie Allen scoring in the 10th minute and Cole Stockton in the 38th, giving us a 2-0 lead in the first half. Penanen, I think that's how you say that guy's name, for them, got themselves a penalty and scored in the 73rd minute, leading for a tense last few minutes of the match, of course. I think they were already relegated at this time, lives. Let me just double check that. They would have dropped 3 points. And what did they do in the last game of the season? That's not the last game of the season. In the last game of the season, they lost as well. KUPS drew. So, in fact, actually, they still would have had their hopes alive, I think, at that point. So, yeah, that would have been a massive kick in the teeth for them. They would have obviously loved to have picked up a few more points. And then the last game of the season, we drew 1-1 in a game where we scored both goals. Arthur Worry got himself conceding an own goal in the 5th minute, giving us a long time to try and make it back. But at this point, you know, we already secured 3rd. We already knew where we were going to finish for the season. I think the team was sort of thinking about their holidays. David Amo did get himself a goal in the 69th minute, helping us get a point and keep our undefeated streak going into next season. So it was a really good year, but like I said, there were so many situations here where I felt we could have picked up more points. You know, talking about 6 points separated us and a league title. FC Inter, this is the game, you know, dominated, should have won, could have won. Better attacking performance and we would have. SJK was, you know, that game where they had 1 shot against us on target and they scored. That is a point wasted. That is ideally actually 3 points thrown away. Where's another occasion? FC Haka, 0-0, you know, at 0-0, anything can happen. We deserve to win this game. They didn't have a single shot on target, but we didn't score. You know, so there are definitely opportunities here for us to turn it around, so, or to, you know, for us to have got the points. So next year, I really am optimistic that we can go on and win this league, or try and win this league at least, you know, get a little bit closer. Also, as well, I did say, you know, we lost 6 games at the start or the first third of the season. So let me just check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I'm counting. 5, 6. Let me check how many games that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I was correct. We lost 6 games in the first 11 games of the season. We then lost 4 games in the second 2/3 of the season, and in fact we lost 4 games, or 2 games against teams that were above us, NYPA and HJK. You know, those were big defeats, and even a defeat against SJK, you know, that was a very frustrating defeat, and one that we didn't deserve. So, in fact, we didn't really deserve the HJK one either, because we could have easily got a point there, or the FC Haka one, we could have easily got a point there. So, you know, I definitely think, you know, the first third of the year was just bad form, was just us gelling, was just us clicking the team together. Second third was emphasising what this club really can do with the quality of player that I've brought in. So let's go into the club. I quickly want to talk about something that's happened with the club because I feel it's important that you sort of learn or know a bit more about it. We did get ourselves a parent team. I wanted a parent club to try and allow more money to enter the team. You know, I mentioned that financially we're not particularly great. Of course, it's jumped up now because we've reached the end of the season where most money is paid out through prize money and things like that. We have Europa League football next year as well to look forward to. So, you know, that'll bring us in a little bit more money as well. But yeah, we've got these guys in. Hafia, I'm too sure. But Israeli team, pretty good Israeli team as well. I think they're consistently Europa League or European teams. I mean, getting Europe anyway. But yeah, with the affiliation, we are allowed to... Wait, what is the actual affiliation terms? It's definitely more about money. They give us around 50k a year, which is really nice. But also, they're able to loan players to us and stuff like that. So there is that loan link and things. But to me, more importantly, it's about the money. The 50k a year is quite big for this club. You know, it does mean quite a lot because... as you can see, based on our, balances and stuff, we only really play with, a couple 100,000. So 50,000 is a massive chunk of money for us. So, yeah, that's just a bit surrounding the club. So let's go into the awards and stuff, because there were a few awards handed out. Again, being with Gibraltar, it's not normal that I can go through awards, but I need to remember to start doing that. So Cole Stockton picked Player of the Month in September. You already knew about his time in July. Player of the Year ended up going to Ahmed Gala, who played for Jaro. The Egyptian striker picked it up. He had a really good season. Kind of surprised, though. I felt some of our players did really well. Goalkeeper of the Year, our goalkeeper came second. HJK's keeper came first. I don't really know why our keeper didn't win that, because he had a better average rating, more clean sheets, conceded only 3 more goals. Can't quite work that one out. Defender of the Year went to Cameron Borthwick-Jackson. He had a really good year. Charlie Austin as well came third, but I mentioned Borthwick-Jackson last time. To me, he led the defence this year. He was our star centre-back, and for his first real full season in professional football, it looked like he'd been doing it for years. Borthwick-Jackson, definitely my favourite defender at the club. And probably the first Englishman to pick this up ever, maybe. Which would be a nice little achievement as well. Midfielder of the Year, we didn't pick up anywhere in that. HJK won that completely, convincingly. Everyone got in there for them. So, yeah, not going to go into that. Attacker of the Year, we came third with Cole Stockton, who did score 18 league goals in 33 appearances. Now, I know we can get more out of Cole Stockton. But for a season where he struggled to start with, I'm happy with an 18-goal return. It matches what he got in League One, in the English League. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Cole Stockton's season. He was a little bit inconsistent, did let us down on a few occasions. But hopefully we can, that will go out of his game next year, and he can get even more goals next season. That would be great. And then he'll definitely get Attacker of the Year. So, Fair Play Award, Cole Stockton got that. I don't even know what this is. Is this because no yellow cards and red cards? I don't even know what that's about. Goal of the Month, we didn't pick it up. Manager of the Month, me as an individual, I never picked it up at all, which is a little upsetting. But we did pick up Manager of the Year. We were recognised for our accomplishments from taking a team, mid-table team, bottom after-table team, all the way up into third, picking up my first ever Manager of the Year award, which is very nice and it's very cool as well. It's good to get your manager recognised because it helps improve his reputation, picking up Manager of the Year's and Months award and stuff. So most league goals, HJK picked it up. Wait, no, that's not right. Most league goals, it's not been handed out, actually, that's why. Most Player of the Month, of course, we didn't pick that one up. Stockton only got 2. We did Player of the Year. Premier League Goal of the Year, we didn't pick that up. Premier League most assists, Jamie Allen came second with 12 assists in 33 games, including 2 goals, with a very good average match rating. So, yeah, Jamie Allen, another solid player this year for us, a really good signing. Rookie of the Year, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson picked it up, and in fact, we got 3. All 3 of our players came in Rookie of the Year. We signed 11 players, so we had a lot of candidates, and it's good to see every single one of them, or 3 of them getting recognised for their amazing contribution this year. Borthwick-Jackson picking up another award. Charlie Taylor just missing out on Borthwick-Jackson again, and Aaron Tashobala picking up an award as well, getting recognised for one, a new name into the hat there. So, yeah, it was a good year, and hopefully, I think there's Team of the Season, there is. So, Team of the Season wise, you should see a few names in there from us. We see 4 names. Conor McLaughlin, our right back. Borthwick-Jackson. Surprised our left back isn't in there. Charlie Taylor, that's actually surprises me a little. David Ammo and Matai Gallen as well, our 2 wingers who were really good this year. And like I say, in the future, I do think Stockton will be up front. Hopefully, we'll add a midfielder. I think Charlie Taylor should be there at left back. So yeah, it's been a brilliant year, and top goal scorer Stockton came second with his 18 goals, just 2 off Bettino. I was hoping Stockton would get top goal scorer, but just didn't get enough goals under his belt in the end. But yeah, I don't really know what more I can say apart from the fact I'm so surprised at how well we've done. Or at least, let's say it like this, I'm not surprised at how well we've done, because with the signings I made, I knew we could achieve a lot. But what I am surprised at is how when I originally joined the club, I thought it was going to be a bit of a struggle to really achieve much. And now a year later, because I was employed about a year ago, I'm saying that a league title is pretty much a definite in my eyes. We should be pushing for a league title, even winning one next year. So I love that. I joined the team, didn't know anything about, didn't really have high hopes going into it. I just really wanted a job after being sacked. All of a sudden now I'm enjoying life here. It's the first club I've thoroughly enjoyed managing, you know, over an entire league season, because Home United I struggled. I didn't really enjoy, even though I was top of the table or near the top of the table. Wuhan I had a good first 6 months or whatever, but then I really struggled. FC Lati, I think I'll enjoy my time here for definitely next season. Not sure beyond that yet. But yeah, I'm not really even sure where I want to sign. I think the club is great. I mean, we could get a better right back, but the club is really good. We've got a relatively young squad. You know, our oldest player in the starting 11 is our goalkeeper, age 33, but goalkeepers can play for a lot longer. So in terms of outfield 10, you know, excluding the goalkeeper, it's 27 with Conor McLaughlin and David Ammo. And that's not exactly old. So we've got a really young squad. We're getting rid of quite a few players. As you can see, all these players are leaving the side at the end of the season. We do need to sort of improve squad depth. Probably need, you know, maybe 5-6 people to improve squad depth, 4 or 5 people. But we don't need to go crazy. We're not going to be impacting the starting 11 as much as we did last year. So there's not going to be that drastic period where we need to gel all the players together. So yeah, I'm sure we can, you know, do well next year. Like I said, I don't really expect too many transfers to come in from us. Geller is also leaving as well, joining IFK. No new signings to talk about or anything. And overall, I think I'm going to have to end it. So my profile, we've added a few things. We've added 1 personal achievement in gold. We've also added a 3rd place finish with FC Lati. And yeah, like I say, I think next year could be a great year for the club and for my manager. So next time I'll meet you back will be about the same point I met you back last year. It will either be a cup final in the Liga Cup, or it'll be after the point we get knocked out just before the first league game. So until then, guys, peace out.